Hello, good day, and welcome to Alena TV. We are broadcasting from Toronto, Canada. I am Elsa Abraham, and in today's episode, we are bringing you editorials. Eritrea shifts course on Egypt-Ethiopia dispute over the Nile Dam. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll get our editorial in details. Welcome back from that short break. The visit of the Eritrean president to the site of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam shows a change of position in Eritrea, which had always backed Egypt in the Nile Dam issue. The visit of Eritrea President Isaias Afwerki to the site of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam during his official visit to Ethiopia on October 13th raised several questions about the impact of such reapproachment on the Egyptian diplomatic moves to galvanize the support of the neighboring countries for Egypt in the Nile Dam dispute. The dispute between Egypt and Ethiopia revolves around the Nile water management and dealing with the potential risk and adverse effects of the drought on Egyptian water security. Since Ethiopia's first announced the construction of the drought under the Ethiopian Prime Minister Meles Zenawi in April 2011, Afwerki had expressed negative stances on the dam. During a televised interview in January 2016, Afwerki had said Ethiopia does not seek to generate power and ensure development for its people. The dam serves other political goals, which is to use the Nile waters to strong-arm Egyptians and Sudanese, as did Turkey with Syria and Iraq. Eritrea's position opposing the dam served as a path of coordination and reapproachment with Egypt, which raised the ire of Ethiopia. In fact, Addis Ababa has accused Cairo on several occasions of using Eritrea to pressure and destabilize Ethiopia. This is particularly true given the conflict between Eritrea and Ethiopia since the independence war in the 1990s and the state of no war, no peace between the two countries. However, there have been signs of reapproachment between Ethiopia and Eritrea since Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Ali came into office in 2018 and signing of the peace government with Asmara in July 2018. Abiy Ahmed, through this, won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2019 as a result of his efforts to achieve peace and international cooperation, and in particular for his decisive initiative to resolve the border conflict with neighboring Eritrea. The failure to implement the terms of the peace agreement, however, pushed Eritrea to maintain its opposition against the drought. That is, until Afwerki's recent visit to the dam. This showed a change in positions in support of Ethiopia, unlike what has been agreed on in the framework of coordination with Egypt. The shift in the Eritrean president's position comes amid an escalation of tension inside Ethiopia, where Abiy Ahmed's government is facing trouble with the Tigray opposition. While Ethiopia had planned to hold national elections in August, the government postponed these because of the coronavirus pandemic. Leaders from the Tigray People's Liberation Front in the northern region, which lies on the border with Eritrea, rejected the extension and went ahead with regional elections in September. Given Eritrea's own dispute with the TPLF, having good relations with Addis Ababa will serve Afwerki's own interests. Afwerki's visit to the dam site carries messages from Ethiopia to Egypt that African countries now support the Ethiopian position, especially since Eritrea has always supported the Egyptian position against the drought. Tarek Fahmy, a professor of international relations at Cairo University, told our monitor, Ethiopia might seek to push for visits to the dam by other African leaders to drum up support for its position with the African Union. currently sponsoring the negotiations on the JERD. But the change in Eritrea's position does not necessarily have a negative impact on the Egyptian-Eritrean relations, he added. An official at the Egyptian Foreign Ministry told our monitor on condition of anonymity that supporting and strengthening relations with Eritrea is a priority on Egypt's diplomatic agenda in Africa within the framework of supporting Egyptian interests on the African continent. There are many cooperation programs between Egypt and Eritrea at the political, economic, and military levels, which is periodically strengthened through official visits and meetings between leaders of the two countries, he added. On July 6th, Afwerki visited Egypt for the 5th time since President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi took office in 2014 and held bilateral talks with his Egyptian counterpart, focusing on the dispute over the JERD. Anwar Ibrahim, an Egyptian journalist, told Al Monitor that Afwerki's visit to the dam site is linked primarily to conditions at home in both Ethiopia and Eritrea, namely the confrontation with the Tigray People's Liberation Front, which threatens peace between the two countries. This is not to mention the complicated political scene in light of the upcoming elections that could be the worst in Ethiopia in the past 20 years. He noted, despite Afwerki's previous negative stances on the dam with previous Ethiopian governments, there have been attempts to make Eritrea benefit from the JERD. This could mean that Ethiopia would rather hold on to its positions during the negotiations regarding the filling and the operation of the dam. Suleiman Hassan, an Eritrean political analyst, told our monitor the Eritrea president's visit aimed at showing support to Abiy Ahmed and carried a message to Ethiopia, especially with the escalation of tensions as a result of the unilateral elections held in September in the Tigray region. Disregarding the federal government's decision to postpone the elections due to the coronavirus pandemic, he added, the Eritrean president still enjoys good relations and contacts with Egypt, Sudan, and Ethiopia, and has the capabilities to continue mediating between the three countries in order to reach solutions to the outstanding issues in the JERD negotiations. Meanwhile, Hani Raslan, an expert in African affairs at Al Aram Center for Political and Strategic Studies, downplayed the Eritrean role in the conflict over the Nile Dam between Cairo and Addis Ababa. Eritrea has never been a trump card for Egypt against Ethiopia and never a real support. Eritrea will play an important role in one scenario only, which is if Egypt decides on military action with regard to the dam. This is, however, far-fetched, especially since Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi stressed the need to resolve the dam crisis through negotiations, ruling out any military solution, Raslan said. Afwerki's visit to Ethiopia reflects common interests at home with the Abiy Ahmed administration, including a surge in the Tigray region, which has become a threat to the interests of the two presidents in Ethiopia and Eritrea alike, he said. Raslan also added, a change in the Eritrean president's stance from rejecting to supporting JERD cannot be considered as final, given the area's dynamics closely related to historical components and ethnic problems. He described the current Egyptian position in light of the stalled negotiations and the AU's procrastinations as not up to real crisis facing Egypt, given the ongoing Ethiopian intransigence in taking unilateral decisions to complete the construction of the dam and fail it without coordination with Egypt and Sudan. Ethiopia was able to start filling the lake unilaterally in the first stage despite the Egyptian and the Sudanese opposition. This shows that Ethiopia is unlikely to backtrack from this policy in the second stage of the dam's failing. After weeks of intense negotiations rounds sponsored by the AU, talks between Egypt, Sudan, and Ethiopia ended on August 28th without any agreement on the legal and technical provisions related to issues of drought and prolonged drought, the extent of which the agreement is binding to Ethiopia, and finding a consensus mechanism to settle disputes. Each country represented a draft agreement of its vision to the AU, headed by South Africa, in a bid to find a compromise between the three countries. The AU has yet to decide on the matter, as Ethiopia continues to make statements and send messages that it will carry on with operating the dam with disregard to the negotiations results with Egypt and Sudan. Cairo continues to cling to the negotiation track as a way to reach a binding legal agreement without taking unilateral decisions that could negatively affect stability in the region. This was expressed by Egyptian Prime Minister Mustafa Modbolu in his 18th October speech during Cairo Water Week, without announcing a return to the negotiation table. This is where we end today's episode of Editorial. Please like, share, comment, let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so you'll be notified anytime we make a post. Thanks for watching.